Awesome, awesome.
Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Andrew Snorton with Creative Community Solutions. And as you know, when we do our press and media work, we get a chance to cover arts and entertainment, sports, government, and politics, and more. So, to make sure to catch tonight's interview, make sure to visit our YouTube channel of Creative Community Solutions and make sure to add us on your social media platforms of Facebook, Creative Community Solutions, Instagram, and Twitter at A Snorton CCS, and make sure to visit our website of asnortonccs.com/blog so you can catch this article, interview, as well as the other work that we've done. So again, every once in a while, we do get a chance to talk with some great people doing great things. And this is, I always like to say brilliant because he is brilliant, ladies and gentlemen. Got acquainted with him almost a year ago on a production. And I tell you what, if you aren't in the swing of things, you need to go ahead and get in the swing of things right now. So I'm going to have our guest introduce himself.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? I am Tone Swing. That's where the play on words came from. Quick little bit about me. I am from Atlanta. I'm an entertainer. I do music. I do acting. I do a couple other things on the side just to get my creativity out. But music and acting are the primary things I do. And the production that I actually met Mr. Snorton on was the Power of Forgiveness stage play. It was actually my first ever stage play, my first ever lead role that I did as a brand new actor about a year ago. And ever since then, we've just been, staying in contact, steady building, steady growing. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me.
Wow, just a little bit. And before we get into a lot of the little bit, all of us, have different things that kind of piqued our interest. What would you say about arts and entertainment? Like you said before, you're doing acting, you're singing, you're doing other work that's tied in. Would you say, was there somebody that you watched growing up that's like, hey, I want to be like this person?
Oh yeah, definitely. I can say for sure on the acting side of things, growing up seeing Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man is what really got me started down that path. When I was 5 years old, I thought, okay, I want to be a superhero. It wasn't until I got a little bit older I realized life doesn't really work like that. But I could be the next best thing, which is an actor who plays superheroes. And funny enough, after seeing Michael B. Jordan in Black Panther, that's what really sparked me to start taking acting seriously.
And walk through with acting, like it's really, and we've heard the phrase dedication to your craft. So when you think about your growth from your first lead role last fall to the different roles you've been able to do, and even I've seen like the video clips of the superhero training, like give us a point of reference what dedication to the craft looks like for you.
Well, dedication to the craft. I'm going to preface this. What dedication to the craft looks like for me might not be what it looks like for the average actor. I'm just not saying that to brag or anything. I'm just saying that for people's general safety. I have bled all over floors, walls, windows, broken glass. I'm not going to go into those stories. I'm fine now, as you can see. But dedication to me means giving everything that I have every single time that I can give it. And I know to an extent, I know what I'm capable of. I know how much I can give. I know when a role is over, did I really give that my all? Did I give that 100%? Did I do everything that I could have possibly done to play this character to the absolute best of my ability? I know I'm going to ask myself these questions when it's all over. So I just tell myself, hey, from the beginning, let's give everything I have. Let's do my research. Let's become this character physically. Let's give everything I have while I'm in the performance so that when I get to the end, I can look back on what I did and be able to stand behind it. That's what dedication is all about to me.
And I'm glad you said that because, like you said before, it looks different for different people. And looking at your growing body of work, I think one underlying theme is just like you said, you really pour in to the character, the role, And it's not that you're playing a role, it's almost like it's an extension, which allows the audience to really draw connections. Explain what makes it so important for whether you're on stage or on film, as best as possible, to still have that human element. So on one end, there is a little bit of distance because you're on stage and people are here, but you are still making people feel like they are part of the experience.
That's an excellent question. I'm gonna quote one of my favorite actors to help answer that. One of my favorite actors ever is Christian Bale. Um, Big surprise because he was Batman. He's the Batman I grew up on. But he said something in one of his interviews that really stuck out to me. He's known for being crazy dedicated to his roles. Kind of a shocker that I idolized this guy. But when the interviewer asked him why he gives so much to each and every one of his roles, Christian Bale's answer was, I know I'm not good enough to fake another person's life. As good as an actor as I might ever be, I'm not good enough to fake anybody's life. I have to become this individual. I have to find a way to make their life real to me. So I say the same thing to you, Doc. I say no matter who I'm playing, whether it's the high school football star, or if I'm playing a rapper's best friend, or if I'm playing a vampire, I'll talk a little more about that later. Like whatever it is, like I find something in that human being's experience that I can pull from my own experience and find a way to relate to that character, because that's the only thing that's going to make that character real to me. And if the character isn't real to me, there's no way it's going to be real to the audience. So I always try to make sure it's I always make sure that I find that connection with the character first and foremost, because that's the only way the audience is going to feel it as well.
And I tell you what, that's a real impressive takeaway to become, because I think about growing up when I saw the movie Malcolm X, and to me, looking at the way Denzel Washington played that role, he was that person. And it's almost like you said, the same effect. You don't want people to see you acting, you want them to see you being. And that is so big in regards to what you're doing. Speaking of what you're doing, if you can drop a little hint or two in regards to the acting piece, is there a project that you're working on that people need to keep on the horizon?
Oh, absolutely. There are plenty of projects I'm involved in right now. It's getting a bit exhausting to name them all, but luckily I've also signed a lot of NDAs, so there's only so much I can say.
Right.
But what I what I can share is I am a part of a couple different film projects now that are waiting to go into production. Um, First and foremost, I mentioned it a little bit earlier when I said I was playing a rapper's best friend. That's for a hip hop murder mystery directed by Tim Knight. I posted the trailer for it on my Instagram about a month ago. I'm excited for that project to come out. There's a supernatural horror film that I'm also attached to. I can't say too much about that outside of the fact that I am playing a vampire. I'm not a big horror movie guy myself, but one thing that I do know is I feel like if I play a vampire now, about 10 years down the line, I should be able to play Batman. So I'm holding on to that. And I'm also attached to a web series that's going to start filming in a couple weeks, right here downtown. That's a pretty big project that I'm excited for people to see. But that's all I can say about that project for right now. And last but not least, I'm also attached to yet another stage play. Um, Also, a lead role again. Um, this stage play has ran before, but the director recently revived it, so I was blessed enough to become a part of a part of this production as well.
So, in other words, it sounds like they just need to follow you, which we're going to make sure they have your preferred contact info, but
Yes,
just
sir.
stay ready. Instead of get ready, you're staying ready. And in
Always.
regards to staying ready, in regards to your arts and entertainment umbrella, music, So walk through with us the music bug and how, who were a couple of artists that influenced you, and tell us what you're doing on the music end.
Absolutely. Music. Oh man. Influences. I'm gonna force myself to keep this short because I could talk all day about my influences and like how I got what from each person and whatever. But I'm gonna force myself to keep it simple. I'll say definitely growing up, the GOAT, the legend, Michael Jackson, greatest entertainer to ever do it, period. I'll definitely say he was the template when it came to performance, when it came to songwriting, when it came to production, when it came to vocal delivery, any any category of music you can think of. There's not a single person I can point to today and confidently say they do it better than Michael Jackson. So I'll say that right there. A couple other influences. Uh, Kanye, he's a big one. Love Kanye growing up. Also a huge fan of Travis Scott. He's one of my favorite newer artists. Uh, I also really like a few rock bands like Sum 41, Nickelback, Day to Remember, Dance Gavin Dance. I could go all day with the rock bands, but that's just uh that's just a quick overview of a few of my influences. As far as what got me into music, um, to be honest, I don't think anything really got me into music. I feel the better way to say that is music has always been in me. It's always been something I loved, always been something I thought about, fantasized about, dreamt about. I always, even as a little kid, I always saw myself performing somewhere, doing something. Uh, I remember coming home one day and finding this old toy guitar set that was buried deep in my closet. Like I hadn't seen this thing since I was 7 years old, and it just got me thinking like, wow, like what did 7 year old me know that 20, 21 year old me somehow forgot? You know what I'm saying? Like where is the disconnect? So yeah, music. I love music. Really, really into music. I'm on all streaming platforms as Tone Swing. The music that I have out right now, the best way I could describe it is electronic rock. That's I mean that's pretty much that's the most encompassing term I can give. I could try to say, oh yeah, like this track has a little bit of this track has a little bit of that. Again, I could talk all day about the in and outs, but electronic rock is the easiest way to say it. I've been writing songs for 7 years. I've been producing for 5 years. I've been singing for 3 months, believe it or not. you know, and majority of the songs on my album that I just released are actually 3 to 5 years old. Like these are songs that were written and produced a while ago. I just couldn't do them justice at the time, but now I'm finally at a place where I can make the song sound the way I wanted them to sound, and actually give a like give a decent performance. You know, I do everything myself. I produce, mix, master. Write all my own songs, everything through FL Studio, FL Gang to any producers watching. I'm not on the Pro Tools wave yet, but I'm getting there. And yeah, ultimately, what I enjoy the most when it comes to music. I mean, this also goes hand in hand with acting, but I love performing. Like, just something about being on stage and in front of people. This just like that's just like my superpower. That's something that I could do all day, every day, and see nothing wrong with it. I actually have a show coming up on Thursday, October the 13th. Um, I talk about it extensively on all of my social media, and lucky enough for anybody watching, I'm still at the point where I'm not I'm not one of those huge artists that has like the set list set in stone to where like, hey, these are the songs you're getting, and there's no changing it. Like I only have 9 songs out right now, so
But you know
like
what? I'm gonna say something, a couple of things as you were breaking that down.
yeah,
Number one, in regards to like you said, you had written a lot of these, like let's say 3+ years ago.
exactly,
It's almost like the marinating model, like I like to use. You think about a cookout, the best steaks are what marinated, which means it takes
yeah,
time. And to your point, you already had it done. You just took a little bit more time so you could get it right. And
that's right,
so it's happening at the right time. And then if people can't sense the energy, the it's that balance of calm and just getting ready to blow up at any time. Like it's just a
very
positively
fine line.
look, it's a positively infectious energy that comes out, if people have seen you act. And like you said, October 13th is definitely a date to keep on the calendar. So give people the details. October 13th, we have the date, time, location, and when people get their ticket and come out and see you, what
Absolutely,
is the takeaway you want your audience to have?
absolutely. Well, first and foremost, Thursday, October 13th, yours truly, Tone Swing, will be gracing the stage at I Atlanta. I Lounge Atlanta is a wonderful spot in the middle of downtown Atlanta. I went and checked it out myself right after I booked the show. It's a hookah lounge, real intimate setting. I met the owner, met the DJ. They're all cool people. They're they're very focused on upcoming artists. They love supporting artists and really showcasing all the different talent that's out here in Atlanta. So I'm really excited to be performing there. As far as what to expect once you buy your ticket, I can guarantee everybody this. This is the best live show you'll see from any upcoming artist. And I say that wholeheartedly. All right. Um, as far as what songs I'll be performing, I mean, I already have like a few songs in mind um, that I feel would be best received at the venue. But I'm also open to requests. So if anybody, is if if they're on my Spotify or Apple Music or whatever, and they're like, hey, like I really, really want this song, and I wasn't already planning on performing it, I'll go ahead and add it in for you because I have the flexibility to do that at this point in my career. Like we're not at the Barclays yet. Right now I'm open to requests.
That is amazing. So do this for us as we get ready to pull everything together. Remind
Absolutely.
people of the date, time, location, how they can get tickets, and likewise remind people of the name of the album and the streaming platforms where they can go ahead and download that.
Absolutely. Thursday, October 13th at I Lounge Atlanta. You can buy your tickets through the link in all of my social media bios. It's a link that says myafternoon.com/tone swing live. All right, you buy your tickets there. They're $13. Um, the name of my album is Unwrap. Again, I'm on every streaming service as Tone Swing, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Prime Music, Tidal, literally anywhere. YouTube, if you don't have any of the streaming services, I am everywhere. All right. It's a real short album, 9 tracks, 28 minutes long. Just a quick taste of the of what you can expect from me as an artist. And again, um, any songs that stand out to you, I'm taking requests from my show, and I'm more than happy to give the people what they ask for.
Well, I tell you what, it's already an impressive body of work that we're looking forward to seeing grow, expand, as I like to say, cast a wider net. And as we close out, last two things, remind people of the best ways for people to stay connected with you: website, social media. And in closing, if people don't remember anything else, what's one message you'd like to deliver? Whether they're people in arts and entertainment or just beyond, there's one set of words of wisdom that you'd like to drop to people.
Absolutely. Well, firstly, uh, the best way to keep track of me is Instagram. I am most active there. I'm also on Facebook as Tone Swing. Try not to get confused between like the personal profile Tone Swing and the business profile Tone Swing. I post the same things on both, so as long as you're following one of them, you're
Yeah.
good. I'm also on I'm also on TikTok. Again, my my TikTok is I'm not as active there as I am on Instagram, and you'll notice like whatever's on TikTok, I've also posted on Instagram and Facebook as well. So truthfully, as long as you have me on Instagram, you're seeing everything that I'm doing. So that's the best way to keep in contact with me. As far as one thing that I want everybody who watches this to take away, I want to leave you with some really simple words of wisdom. We hear it all the time. People always say, "Be yourself." All right, you can't go wrong when you're being yourself. I think Beyonce said it best. Like, don't try to be like anybody else because everybody else is already taken, and that's great. But I'd like to take that a step further and kind of paraphrase Kobe Bryant. I encourage you not just to be yourself, I encourage you to be the best version of yourself. And for different people, that's going to look different. But for me personally, what I've noticed in my life, obviously, I love the arts, entertainment, acting, music. Me being the best version of myself is being the best actor, the best music artist, all at the same time, and doing both at 100% intensity. All right. So I challenge everybody to ask themselves, look yourself in the mirror and say, who is the best version of like what's the best version of me look like? What does that person do? And I believe as long as you ask yourself that question and you're honest about the answer, it'll keep you on the right track.
I tell you what, we thank you so much for taking and making time out of your schedule to share your story. We obviously wish you continued success. For everybody else, if this is your first time connecting with Tone Swing, don't let it be your last. And as a reminder, you can catch this interview on our website, asnortonccs.com/blog. Just go ahead and click on it. You'll see the article and everything going on our social media, Facebook and YouTube, Creative Community Solutions LLC, where you can see this video interview, Ace Norton CCS on Instagram and Twitter. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much. Take good care. And remember, October 13th, you need to go ahead and be in the same space that he's in. We're going to try to do what we can to make it happen since it looks like we'll be in town. So let's take care. Best wishes and look forward to seeing you guys real soon.